Welcome to our first Disabled Women's History Wednesdays, where we applaud disabled women whose contributions to social justice made a better world for women and girls everywhere during the month of March in honor of Women's History Month. Today's celebrant is journalist, mother, and disability rights activist Laura Hershey. As a toddler, she was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy and was a wheelchair user. As a disabled feminist, she co-founded the Domestic Violence Initiative for Women with Disabilities. We, as disabled women, are more likely to be victims of intimate partner abuse, sexual assault, and rape than our able-bodied counterparts. Yet most women's organizations fail to include or even do outreach to disabled women. Laura Hershey decided to fill a void that was very much needed. Furthermore, it's because of her and the work of other disabled advocates that we have things like accessible public transportation on buses and trains. As a wheelchair user, she parked herself in front of buses, blocking their pathways, because before the enaction of the few disability rights laws that we have now, public transit wasn't always legally required to have ramps and lifts to include us on these public transportation vehicles. As a DMV native who uses the DC Metro bus and rail, I didn't know for years about these protests Laura Hershey was a part of, and that they were the reason I, as a wheelchair user, can use public transportation now. It gave millions of us freedom and the ability to travel. She was also involved in the global disability rights movement and participated in the United Nations conferences on women's rights in Nairobi, Kenya, and Beijing, China. Laura Hershey traveled the world as a Watson Fellow and writer. She was a Lambda Fellow in poetry and published a book entitled Survival Strategies for Going Abroad, a guide for people with disabilities. She was a proud queer woman and an adoptive mother who worked to increase the visibility of disabled members of the LGBTQIA+ community. And she was an active member of grassroots and historic disability rights organizations like ADAPT, Not Dead Yet, and the Colorado Cross Disability Coalition. She lived a full life, and her legacy lives on even beyond her death in 2010. Laura Hershey was so beloved that the Colorado State Legislature created the Laura Hershey Memorial Disability Benefits Support Program for people with disabilities eligible for Social Security, disability insurance, supplemental security income, and long-term Medicaid in 2011. Laura Hershey is a hero, not just for disabled women, but all women. Follow her lead and be the change that you wish to see in the world. Thank you.